To all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. You do not want to miss That Grill Guy coming up next. Good evening, my friends. That Grill Guy here. I think I've got a great episode for you today. A couple weeks ago, I, for the first time in a long time, had a Big Mac from McDonald's. And I said, you know what? I can make this burger, no problem. So I got to thinking, I kind of looked at it while I was eating it and figured out how they did things. And I'm gonna construct it for you here today on That Grill Guy. Looking at the Big Mac, first thing you notice is you've got the bun, right? And you've got that center portion, which they call the club. And that's this piece here. You got a nice sesame seed bun. So what I've done, my favorite buns of all things, you guys know I love the brioche buns. This looks like it's perfect for the Big Mac. So I've cut one up here. So I've got the top, the club, and the bottom. We're gonna set that up. And of course, where is the beef, my friends? Now, one thing I have to say I was a little disappointed at is the patties were really small. So these are about 1/3 pound each. And I figure by the time they cook down, they are gonna be about the right size and the right size for our bun. So this is 80/20 ground beef. I think these are gonna be really good. And you know that you need special sauce on a Big Mac, so we will put that together afterwards, but for now we'll get these on the grill. So first I just wanna make sure that got a little bit of oil on the griddle for these smash burgers here. Just take a little section here. Okay, take my wax paper and flip them on. Ooh, I love that sound. Now, you guys know I love smash burgers. I could have smashed these, but I don't think that's how McDonald's does it. I'm gonna try to keep this as close to the original recipe as I can with what I've got on hand. Okay, friends. So I'm gonna flip these now. Looks like they've taken some color, looking good so far. Now, pay no attention to these. These are gonna be some smash burgers for my family. I'm gonna be a little bit selfish and have the Big Mac for myself tonight. Hey, I'm cooking it, right? Okay, friends, so these patties seem to be a little bit thicker than the McDonald's ones. They're about the right size, at least the right width, but they're definitely a bit on the thicker side. I did use a burger press to make these. Maybe I should have just flattened them out a bit, but I still think that they're gonna work just fine for that construction of the Big Mac. So, next thing we're gonna wanna do is focus on special sauce while these are finishing to cook. Now, you guys know, the sauce makes the burger in the case of the Big Mac. So, I've tried a few different recipes, and I think this one is pretty close to what McDonald's has. So, I'm gonna start with roasted garlic mayo because that's all I have. Now, I think the official recipe uses mayo and garlic separately. So in that case, you don't need to do that. So we're gonna start with that. And in here is a little bit of vinegar. So I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons of the roasted mayo. Okay, now what I've got in here are I chopped up some dill pickles, and I also put a little bit of relish. So I got about 1 teaspoon of dill pickles and 1 teaspoon of relish. And I also added a little bit of pickle juice. I think that adds a nice little flavor. Paprika, about 1 teaspoon, is gonna give us a nice little color. Now I do not have onion powder, but I do have some beautiful red onions that I chopped up. And you can use white onions. I'm just a big fan of red onions. If not, just use your onion powder. You're good to go there. And don't forget the mustard. Use about 1 teaspoon of that. All right, now let's mix it up. The color is pretty close. The smell is definitely about right. And I think this is gonna make a really delicious Big Mac sauce. Okay, so I mixed that up pretty good. Just gonna try a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely. That definitely has the makings of a beautiful Big Mac sauce there, so I think that will work. Okay, my friends, the patties are cooked. Now, McDonald's does have a nice little crust on their bun, so I'm gonna try to just do a real quick toasting of these. I don't wanna leave them on there too long. Okay, my friends, so these buns have toasted up absolutely beautifully here, and I am now gonna build this burger. So I'm gonna start from the bottom up, and first, we're gonna hit the special sauce. Look at that. Something I absolutely love about these McDonald's burgers is nice diced onions. So these are red onions. I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference over white, but I do like them very much. And now, of course, we're gonna put on some of that nice, freshly cut romaine. And now we start with patty number one. I almost forgot. Today, we're using American cheese. That goes under the patty there. Now, this is the club. That's gonna go on top. Hit it up. Some of the special sauce. A little bit more onion. I did dice up some pickles. A little bit more lettuce on the top. Another patty. Ooh, we had a little minor problem there. We'll fix that. Lost a little bit of our lettuce. My friends, we have created that Big Mac. Okay, my friends, I've built this burger. Super excited about it. Now, one thing, this feels a lot more substantial than the Big Mac I had at McDonald's. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm an adult now, but when I'm a kid, these things seemed a lot more substantial than they are now. What do you think? Put down in the comments, because I'd love to hear what you guys think. Now, this is homemade. Patties are a little bit bigger, and it's not quite perfect, but I really think this is gonna be a delicious Big Mac substitute. Why don't you come on in, and we'll cut this guy up. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Look at that. Look how juicy that is. Now that is a hamburger, my friends. Okay, my friends, I am super excited to try this, but my junior camera crew is helping me out today. How about you give him a big like? He's out here learning how to use a camera, helping Dad out, and taking all these shots for me. He wanted a bite. Now, he's not a big fan, am I right? You're not a big fan of McDonald's Big Macs?
I don't know. I haven't had them very many times.
Okay. So he's never really had one because he's kind of scared of the sauce and all that, but he saw how I made it. So I'm gonna give him a bite, and I'm just gonna get him 2 cents. He doesn't want to be on camera, but he'll just tell you what he thinks. Here you go, buddy. And now, I'm gonna have a big bite myself.
That's good.
So little man, what did you think?
Delicious.
Delicious?
Yeah.
So you would have that again?
Yeah.
Guys, if you knew who was behind the camera here, that is testimonial. Honestly, I'm not blowing smoke. This is an absolutely delicious hamburger. I was worried that I went a little bit high on the meat ratio, but this tastes actually very much like a Big Mac, but actually better. I don't even know how to explain it. The beef is much more juicy, maybe because it's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more of a beefy taste. Absolutely delicious. I am absolutely not lying when I say, guys, you gotta try this.